again, and welcome back to the Fox Tucson Theater. My name is Jordan Wiley-Hill, and I coordinate the Kids in the Theater program here. In our last video, I talked about how stories have a way of traveling throughout the world. And indeed, there are some old stories that have found their way into an amazing amount of distant cultures. The surface of the story changes, but the heart remains the same. The tale of Noah's Ark is a great example of that kind of story. You should look it up after we're done here. But for now, I have another such story for you. The version that I will tell comes from Eastern Europe, but I know of similar stories stretching from England and the United Kingdom on one side, all the way across Europe, through and beyond the Middle East, I believe all the way to Japan. These stories are such good reminders of how much we all truly have in common, even if we come from different places, different peoples. Let's go. Everybody, settle in wherever you're at, get comfy, and take a deep breath in and out. Once upon a time, there lived a man and his wife. They had very little. They lived in a small village in a teeny shack with a dirt floor, a pile of hay for a bed, and an old metal stove that they used to cook their food, heat their shack, warm the water, and that was pretty much it. Now one night, the man was fast asleep on the pile of hay. Me, 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 when he had a dream. Now in his dream, he saw stretched out before him a beautiful city. There was a river flowing through it, bridges over the river. And then he saw this one bridge. And in that dreamlike way, he just knew that at the foot of that bridge, there was buried treasure. And when he woke up from that dream, he was so certain that it was true that he woke up his wife and told her all about it. But she said, "Oh, it's the middle of the night. Go back to sleep." And so he did. But the next night, he had that exact same dream again. And when he had it yet another night, 3 times in a row, even his wife started to take notice. "You know, maybe you should go and follow that dream. Maybe you'll find something." And so he did. He packed some small goods to take with him, and he set off on his way. Now back then, there were no cars or trains or planes. He had to walk, and he didn't even know where he was going. There was a city somewhat nearby, but he'd never been there, and there was no photographs. He had no paintings back then. That was it. He was just going to go and find out. But when he came to the top of a hill and looked down and saw the city below him, well, it was exactly the same as in his dream. There was the river. There were the bridges. And there was the treasure. He knew it. There was that same bridge. He was so excited. If it was just like in his dream, it had to be true. What were the chances? He went running down into that city, and as he ran through the streets of that town, he was so excited. He came to the banks of the river. He looked at the bridge. And then he noticed, patrolling, walking back and forth along the bridge, were soldiers with rifles over their shoulders, watching everything. He knew he couldn't just go and start digging at the base of that bridge. They would think he was planting a bomb or something. And so he just had to wait. He just had to watch and wait. And surely there'd be a gap in the shifts between the soldiers. There'd be a chance for him, right? And so he waited the rest of that day, walking back and forth along that bridge, walking along the banks of the river, watching. But as soon as one group of soldiers was leaving, another came right into their place and continued patrolling. All through the day, all through the night, day and night after day and night. And as the time went on, he was starting to despair. Was there ever going to be an opportunity for him to get that treasure? It was so close, but so far. And so there he was, sadly walking along the bridge, wondering what he was going to do, when he heard, "Hey, you!" And he turned. There, he saw a soldier pointing his rifle right at him. He put up his hands and said, "What did I do? What did I do?" And the soldier said, "I've seen you. You've been hanging around here for the last few days, looking all about. Seems mighty suspicious to me, so you tell me what you're doing here, or else." And he didn't know what to do. He made a quick calculation in his mind, and he said, Okay, I'll tell you, but let's split it 50-50. Split what? Listen, I had a dream 3 times in a row. I had a dream about this bridge, that there was treasure buried in a certain spot. I traveled all the way to the city to get it, and if you let me, I'll show you the spot, and we can dig it up, and we can split it together. You have been hanging around, and you came here because of a dream? A silly little dream? Everyone has dreams, even recurring dreams. I once had a dream 3 times in a row about a little shack in a village, dirt floor, pile of hay, and treasure under the stove. But do you see me traipsing across the land to find it? No, that would be ridiculous. And you, I don't want to see you here anymore either. Get out of here. And the man, what could he do? He turned and he started running from that bridge, tears streaming down his face, his heart broken within him. The treasure, it was right there, but he could not reach it. But when he finally slowed down and took a breath, he remembered the other thing that the soldier had said about the soldier's dream. A shack, a dirt floor, pile of hay, and an old metal stove. Treasure there? It reminded him a lot of his old house. Could it be? Of course, he couldn't go back to the bridge. He had no choice but to return home. But now he was wondering, maybe returning home wasn't such a bad thing after all. So he made his way out of the city, back through the countryside, all the way back to his own home. And when his wife opened the door for him, said, "So, did you get it?" He said, No, not yet at least. Come on, help me out. They took a rope, they wrapped it around that old metal stove, and they pulled that thing out of the way. They dug into the dirt beneath it, and they hit something hard, hollow. They cleared away the dirt to find a box. And when they opened it up, inside was treasure. Treasure that had been there beneath their feet all along. But he had to go on the journey to know that it was there. Well, with that treasure, they were able to live comfortably for the rest of their days. The end. Everybody, shake that story into your bones and take a deep breath in and out. So, I know that a lot of people are eager to leave their homes a bit more. And it will happen for all of us at different times. And when it happens for you, enjoy it. Getting to go out into the world is a gift we can appreciate even more now that we haven't been able to so much. And when you do, don't forget your home, how valuable your home is. The places, the people, the things that we are around the most have the biggest impact on us. But it's exactly because we're around them so much that we forget how special they are. It's kind of like treasure buried right under our feet, and we don't even know it until we do. So, let's dig up that treasure with a little drama game from the Fox Tucson Theater to your theater, wherever you are. Everybody, get up on your feet, loosen your body a little bit, and become a popcorn kernel. Popcorn kernel? Yes. Hunker down, real low, close to the ground, small and tight like a popcorn kernel. And when I say pop, you're going to jump up and pop yourself into popcorn. You can even say the word pop with me. Ready, set, pop. Nice. One more time. Get down into a small little popcorn kernel. Ready, set, pop. Good. Okay, now this time, get down into a popcorn kernel. Free up one of your hands and put it over your eyes, shielding your eyes. And I want you to think about something in your home that you really, really like. It could be a place in your home or outside your home. It could be an activity that you do in your home, a person or a pet in your home, an object. Just think of one thing you really, really like. And this time, when I say pop, you're going to jump up into popcorn again. But instead of saying the word pop, you're going to say what it is about your home that you really like. Ready, set, pop. Nice. Another one of those, get down into a little kernel. Think about something in your home, something different in your home that you really like, that you really appreciate. And ready, you're going to say it out loud and jump into popcorn when I say pop. Ready, set, pop. Nice. Last time, get down low into a popcorn kernel. And this time, tune in to yourself. How do you feel having done this activity? If you feel a little bit better than before we did the activity, you're going to say the word better when we pop. If you feel the same, you'll say the word same. And if you feel worse, you'll say the word worse. That's your word for when we pop. Ready, set, pop. Good. Shake it out, everybody. I don't know about you, but for me, it feels really nice to think about the parts of my home that I love. It may not be quite as exciting as finding treasure under the ground, but pretty sweet all the same. So let's take today's story a little bit deeper with one more activity. For this one, you can sit down where you are and think about the idea of home, a place that we just keep coming back to again and again and again, a place that's deeply familiar. In a sense, each one of us is our own home. Our bodies, our hearts, our mind, wherever we go, it's there with us. Deeply familiar, too. And the man in the story, like so many other heroes and ordinary people, discovered that while we go out into the world to find and get what we want, often the best things we can find are at home and in our own selves. It reminds me of a tortoise. Help me out, everybody. Where you're at, make a fist and put a little tortoise shell over it with your other hand. Oh, there's our little tortoise. Wherever he goes, his home, his shell, is there with him. And for our own bodies, it's hard to feel at home and find the treasure within if we don't feel as comfortable or as at ease as we can. So let's have our little tortoise friend help us out. Help us find a little bit more comfort and ease in our body. Take your tortoise and place him or her over your belly. And then you can lean back and relax, recline. You can even lie down if you have enough space. And once you're there and comfortable, take a deep breath in. Now when you breathe in, do you notice that the tortoise raises up on your belly? And then when you breathe out, do you notice the tortoise might go down a little bit? So start doing that on your own. Breathing in and out, gentle but deep. Feel the tortoise rising and falling with your breath. And imagine that you are rocking the tortoise to sleep just by breathing. And one more on your own. And together we breathe in and out. Good. You can sit back up and notice. How do you feel? Do you feel any more comfortable or at ease in your body or more at home with your heart? Notice. And if you're with someone else, tell them right now. Or if you're on your own, just say it out loud. Let us know. How do you feel? Okay, it has been a treasure getting to spend some time together. And until the next time we are together, remember to keep your eyes and your hearts open as you look around your home for all the treasures that may be hidden there. Perhaps you can record all those treasures or have an adult comment on what they are here so we can all see each other's treasures. Also, Remember, the next time you want to feel a little bit more comfortable in the home that is your body, sleeping tortoise is there to take a few breaths with you. Maybe you can even draw a picture of what you imagine your sleeping tortoise to look like. And again, someone can post it here for us all to see. Finally, remember that man who went searching for treasure all across the land, only to discover that the real treasure was back at home, in all of our homes, all along. See you next time.